Hi, now we'll be taking a look at how to install and configure the OpenLM Active Agent. So before we do that, I just want to do a quick recap on the structure of OpenLM so you know what goes where. So you got your vendors which supply licensing information. You got your license server which holds all those vendors. And on that license server you have the OpenLM broker installed. Now the OpenLM broker transmits information to the OpenLM core or OpenLM server. And this in turn transmits to any device for you to view your reports. Now, if you want the active agent to be enabled, you simply need to install the OpenLM agent on the workstations themselves. So you'll have both the OpenLM broker and the OpenLM agent both transmitting to the OpenLM core. And from there, if you want to view your reports, it's the same process. So now let's take a look at how to actually install this extension. So what we'll need to do is first of all open our user interface, the OpenLM user interface. Now we'll need to click Start, go to Administration, and go to OpenLM License. Here you can see all the different licensing features. And what you'll need to check if you have is Active Agent and Actual Usage. Active Agent allows for closing applications and releasing licenses, while Actual Usage allows you to do that based on idle time periods. So we see that we are licensed to use this. So we'll close this window and we'll go to Process Features. Click on that. And now select the application that you would like to monitor. Now, AutoCAD, UGraph, SolidWorks, MATLAB, these are applications which are managed, meaning they are using a license manager. So the agent will talk to the broker, so the licenses will be released and the application will be closed or suspended as a result. So what do we need to do in order to configure, let's say, UGraph? First, we'll need to click UGraph. Then we'll need to click Add All Vendors Features, just in case. Click Yes. And this will add all the different features to this list. Now, if you can't find the feature that you want in this list, you simply click Add and add the feature that you want. Just type it in. Okay, but going back to UGraph, to the NX software, let's double click on it. And the edit process window will pull up. So this is the process name UGraph. This is the description. This is the vendor that it uses. And now what about this part? So first of all, license release is enabled. So we'd like the method to can be one of four things. Either no method, meaning the applications will not be closed and nothing will work. Or extension, meaning that the application will be saved and closed because it uses an extension of the application itself. But this only works for four types of applications: for Autodesk applications, MATLAB applications, SolidWorks applications, and ArcGIS applications. Now we want to do this for UGraph, so we don't fall into the category of one of those 4 applications. So we can choose suspension. Now suspension is only for FlexLM based applications, and NX is a FlexLM based application. So we'll select suspension. We can also select procedure, but this is for a later video. So let's select suspension for now. Now let's click here because we would like to track idle periods, meaning that if someone pulled an application, pulled a license, he's using an application, but after like an hour, he's not using it anymore. The application is idling. So you can start reporting after that idle. Let's say 10 minutes, but for testing sake, let's say after 1 minute that it's idle, it starts counting. Now, how does it know that it's idle? You're probably thinking to yourself, what if I have something running at night? I can have that closing their applications. I can't have that taken in as idle. So what the OpenLM system does, it sets a certain threshold, and with that threshold, it knows that if the usage goes above a certain threshold, then the application is being used. If it's below that threshold, then the application is currently not used. Now, what is that threshold? If we expand advanced here, we see 3 parts: percentage of processor time, I/O data operations per second, and user usage. Now, by default, it's always good to leave it at 2, but some applications require more. So now all we have left to do is enable automatic release functionality, because we do want to release the license automatically when it's idling for too long. So we can tell the OpenLM system to start releasing licenses after like 90% of usage. Meaning that, let's say you have 100 licenses for a certain feature, and currently 91 users are using. So who should it kick out? Whose license should it retract? So it starts retracting licenses with idle time higher than what you select. So let's say 60 minutes. So if the usage is over 90%, and the idle time is over 1 hour, then start releasing licenses. What does that mean? It means that if the license is stressed, people are about to get denied, then start releasing licenses. Whose? Those with more than 60 minutes of idle time. So let's click Save. And that's it. Everything is configured. Let's do another one for AutoCAD. Repeat the process. And just for testing sake, we'll set this to 1, this to 3, and this to 0. So just for testing sake, if it's over 0%, meaning always, release licenses that have 3 minutes of idle time. And now, because we are using AutoCAD, we can choose extension. We'll click Save. We'll add all vendors' features. Click Yes. And that's it. All we have left to do is install the OpenLM agent on the workstation. So all we need to do is get the installation file. We'll put it on a workstation. So let's take my workstation. Now we'll simply double click it. It will open the same Click Next installation as the OpenLM broker, as the OpenLM server, but now it found two extensions, AutoCAD extension and ArcGIS extension. As you remember, these extensions allow us to save and close the application, saves the work and closes the application, releasing the license in the process. So let's click Next. For now, no need to install the App Manager. So let's click Next, Next, and Next. It might ask you to approve once or twice. Now there's also an option to roll out the OpenLM agent silently. So if you need to install it on 1,000 machines, you don't have to do this one by one. You can create a batch script and just push it from a central location. So now it's done. What we'll need to do now is simply set the OpenLM server in the OpenLM agent. So the OpenLM server is demo v, oh sorry, it's win10 demo. So let's check connectivity. OpenLM server connected successfully. Okay, that's it. Nothing else that we need to do. Let's click apply. Yes. And that's it. Let's just open AutoCAD right now. Let's see what happens. So now AutoCAD opens, and if we go to the interface of OpenLM, we will be able to see it right here. Now it will take a minute because OpenLM is refreshed minute by minute. So I'm going to pause the video and continue in a minute. And there we go. We can see our usage right here. If I click on it, then you'll be able to see my username, RuvenSG. And if we scroll to the right, besides seeing what I'm using, my IP, start time, duration, and pretty much everything about my usage, you can see also recent application idle time. Now, as you remember, we set the idle time to start after 60 seconds. So we'll have to wait about a minute more for idle time to start appearing. Now there we go. We have like 3 seconds of idle time right now. We have 4 seconds of machine idle time. Now this goes up, and if it goes to 3 minutes, what we've set, it will automatically close the application. It will save the work and close the application. So this can be done either automatically or manually, as I'm about to show you now. So I'll just click Close App, click Yes, and now in about a minute we will see that Autodesk, the AutoCAD application, has been closed remotely by the system admin. So again, it takes about a minute, and then the application automatically and remotely saves the work and closes the application. So there we go, we can see it right now. It closed my application, and it popped up a little notification right here saying that AutoCAD was recently closed at system administrator's request. If I want, I can click open and it will relaunch the AutoCAD application. And that's about it for now. Thanks. Bye.